Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil and oil filter on a Ford Focus. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this particular Ford Focus is a 2014 SE, but it would be the same on any of the models of this newer generation of Ford Focus. I recommend changing the oil every 5,000 to 7,000 miles if you switch to full synthetic, which I recommend always doing. If not, usually 3,000 to 5,000 is what they recommend. But let me show you what's needed and we'll get started. So first of all, you're going to need the filter, and the filter number is 3614. So whether you're getting a Fram or I just have a cheap SuperTech, whatever you get, 3614 is the filter number for this vehicle. Next, you're going to want the 5W20 oil. I recommend full synthetic, but you get whatever you want, but the 5W20 is what you want. And then we have here just a ratchet, a 15mm socket that we'll need to remove the drain plug. And then we have our T30 Torx bit that you'll need to remove all of the screws holding that panel underneath so you can access the filter and the drain plug. Coming in from the front, you'll see they have this piece here. We need to remove this first to access everything. And it has a few, and we're going to go around and count them out, but these are actually Torx screws. These are T30s, is what you'll need to remove them. Let me get a close up here for you. You have one there, one here in the middle, one all the way down there on the end. This particular vehicle that I have here, it looks like it may have had one here, so I'm not sure whether you have one there or not. I don't, on either side. So then from there, we're going to be coming back here. We have that one, and then all the way down there on the other side, I don't know if you can see it, there's another one. So I have a total of 5 of these T30s holding this on. You may have 7 if those ones that I'm missing are supposed to be there. But let's remove that first, and then we'll be able to access the drain plug and the filter. That's the last one here. I'm going to get to it. Can't show it on the camera because I need to work around it, but that's the last one. And then this whole panel can drop and we can get to everything. All right, so we got it finally off. We'll pull this out of the way. And you don't want to discard this because this is there for a reason, because it protects your shift motors on your transmission. We'll be able to see one of them from underneath, but you don't want that all exposed where it can get damaged. But now we can get a look under here. We can see the drain plug and we can also see the filter. All right, now coming underneath, if we look up, here's your oil filter right here on the front, which is perfect, easy access. And then if we work our way back here, we will see the drain plug. And here it is right there. That's a 15mm, but as you can see, it's facing towards the back. On a lot of cars, the drain plugs are facing forward. So I'm going to turn the car around. Since my driveway is a little bit on a decline going down, I'm going to turn it the other way. That way it'll drain properly. So I'm going to turn the car around and then we'll be back to continue. So I've turned the car around, as you can see, because my driveway is a little bit on an incline this way, decline that way. So now with it ramped up a little bit, with the drain plug facing back, it'll drain properly. So we're going to take the drain, we're going to slide it underneath. Just wanted to mention, I got burned real bad last week at my son's soccer tournament. So if you're seeing skin flaking and blowing off, that's what it is. So just to save people from commenting on that, I'm just burned real bad and peeling. But let's head underneath and we'll start draining it. There we go. Got that loose, so we'll slide the pan underneath here. You can see the pan here. And move that. There we go. Let that drain out real good. And then we'll pop off the filter. Almost everything out. But while we're under here, I'll show you here real quick. Here's your dual dry clutch transmission right here, the Getrag transmission. This is one of your shift motors right here that connects with the shift forks. The other one is further up top. And then here on this side, this is your TCM, your transmission control module, going up that way. You can see that. And this transmission is pretty small. You can see that's it right there. There you go. So if things come up with this vehicle, we'll be working on that as well. So, all right, so we are almost done, and we've cleaned off the drain plug. So we'll plug that back up, and then we'll move on here to the filter right up here. I'm going to put the drain plug back in, tighten that up. Let's get the ratchet, we'll tighten that up, and then we'll be back to do the filter. Okay, there we go. Have the pan positioned right underneath the filter. And these are usually easy to remove. There we go, because they should only be hand tightened. If not, you can use filter socket or wrench to remove it. See, there we go. Let it drip out. Oops. Now what I did, clean this off real good where the gasket was. Always want to clean that before you put the new one on. And you want to make sure that the old gasket was not left behind. Sometimes those can be stuck on there, and if you put your new oil filter on, you're going to have a major leak. So everything has been cleaned real good, so we're ready to put the new oil filter on and hand tighten that up. You don't want to over tighten it. Here's our new filter. I like to prime it, so we're going to just take a little bit of oil and just go around the gasket to prime it, and then we'll screw it in. And to prime it, I just put a little bit of oil on my fingertip and just lubricate it. There we go. Now we can screw it in. Bring it in. And then once you get it nice and snug like that, we're just going to hand tighten it around. There we go. One turn. There we are. You don't want to over tighten this thing. Now we're ready to refill it. Here's just a look one more time here from the distance. That was our drain plug. Here was our filter. So that's where you can see these go. We are going to put that panel back on underneath, but first we're going to fill it, because I like to fill it and run it, make sure there's no leaks before we do that. Next, we need to pop the hood. Here's our hood release right here on the left side of the driver side. Pull that. Now with it popped up, if we work our way here, you see this little yellow handle right here? That's what we're going to pull right like that, and then we can pop it. Now it pops up. Lock it right here. And let's get a close up in here. I'm going to open this up, and then we'll talk about what the oil capacity is that you want to be putting in this vehicle. And even on here, it says 5W20. So we'll open this up. And the capacity on this thing, when you do the full change like we did with the oil filter, is going to be 4.5 quarts. So we'll get our funnel. And we're going to be checking it here on the dipstick along the way as well, just to make sure we don't overfill it. We'll put our funnel in here. And then what I have here, this 5W20, this is for 5 quart. So as we just talked about, it's going to be 4.5. So we'll put this in slowly. And when we get to a little over 4 quarts, we'll start checking it. We're just around 4.5. So let's check it and see how it looks. And it looks good. Let me get a close-up. And as you can see, that top dot is the full line, and we are right up to it right there. You can see that, so we're good. We'll go ahead and put the cap back on. Now that that's good, let's start up the engine, make sure that there's no leaks underneath, and then we'll wrap this up. And with the engine running, just checking here, make sure there's no leaks. Doesn't look like anything leaking from the drain plug or the filter. Ground looks dry as well. So I think we're in good shape. Everything looks good. Don't forget, I'm not going to show it in the video, we need to put this underneath, this little panel underneath as well. So now that everything has been running good, no leaks, I'm going to add that. I'm not going to show it in the video. But that wraps up this video here on how to change the oil and oil filter on a Ford Focus. As mentioned already in the video, this is a 2014, but it would be the same for all of this generation of Ford Focus, not the older ones. Those might be different. I hope that this video was informative for you, helped you out if you're looking to change the oil or filter on your Focus. As mentioned already, I recommend switching to full synthetic. If so, you can change it every 5,000 to 7,000. If you stay with just the conventional non-synthetic oil, I'd recommend doing it every 3,000 to 5,000. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. I'll have some other videos down in the description pertaining to this vehicle. I've done some, mosquito. I've done some pertaining to the transmission and clutch shutter, things like that might be useful for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time.